Hi, I'm Korryn from Encore Admin Consulting, and I wanted to run through how you sign up for a new Google. Well, actually, now they've rebranded from G Suite to Google Workspace. I want to show you how you sign up for a new Google account or Google Workspace account. That's going to take me a few times to adjust to that change in branding because that literally came through today. So I wanted to run through this because I've had a number of clients in the last couple of weeks where I've helped them set up their brand new account. These are completely clean accounts. There's no migrations happening. This is just to run you through what steps entail when you're setting up a new domain into your new Google Workspace account. So when you go to a sign up page, so I'll just put in my referral link there, which brings you through to this page here, and it's going to refresh. And so you have the different options there for the varying subscription levels. Most of my clients, they start out on the business starter because they're sort of starting small. They've only got one user, max two. There's not a lot of need for the extra bells and whistles. The next tier up is $16.80 Australian dollars, and that's the business standard. That used to be, I think it used to be G Suite Business. Yes, it used to be G Suite Business. So Business Starter used to be G Suite Basic. So that's just to give you an idea if you've been looking at G Suite for a little while. It used to be 1 terabyte cloud storage per user. So that's actually increased with the change. But yeah, so that's the next step up. I could go through all of the bits and pieces, but if you scroll down further, there's a sort of a table of what each subscription level has. So yeah, take your time to go through that. Generally, you can start out on the business starter and then increase your subscription as you need to. So today I'm going to just run through the business starter because it's going to be the same basically to set up all your settings. So we're going to go in here. For this example, I'm just going to go just me, and I'm in Australia. And just put in your details. And I'll put in my alternative. I have a free Gmail account that I use for extra business stuff, just in case anything goes astray. So this is where it comes to. Generally, you should have your own domain. You can buy a domain. There are some things to consider with that. I've actually had a client where they've purchased their domain through Google, and it's kind of down the track they've decided they want to switch to a different domain. And when they went to do that, their whole Google account was locked to that one domain because it was purchased through Google. So that's something to be mindful of. So I always suggest you have your own domain purchased from your own preferred supplier. I love Zuva, you know, crazy domains, Venture IP, there's so many out there. But yeah, it's always a good idea to have control of your own domain through your own supplier. So I have a domain, the free page domain. I actually haven't used them, but really, so it's free for a year. You're better off just going and purchasing your own domain, basically, because yeah, that's not going to look fantastic down the track anyway. So you go next. And so we're going to use my alternative domain that I have on hand. And so I want to set up this account. Won't be effective until you set up an email with this account. So I have that domain, so we'll do that. And I don't want to do the exchange thing right now. So this is going to be the main username that you're going to use for the account. Right now I'll do this as hello, you can have it as admin. The thing to remember with using generic email, generic usernames, is when you go to subscribe to some services, they don't let you use the generic stuff. So like you can have your first name, you can have first name, last name, just depends how many users you're going to have on your account. And so we'll just do that. Password, I'll make up a password. No, I'm not a robot. I'm a real human being. And then we go agree and continue. And I don't want to save that one because this is just going to be an example. Okay, it's going to take a little moment there to do its thing. And so your account's be created. So you go through to the setup, and this is where you get into the techie side of things, and this is where people get a little bit wary about what they're doing, but it is actually quite straightforward, and Google does have some really great instructions for you to follow. So we'll sign in here, and we'll use my password that I created. Hopefully I remembered that right. And so it'll come to this, welcome to your new account. So, no, I don't want to add that to the last pass. Not now. So, what we have here is, yeah, you're welcome to your new account. So you go accept. And generally, you'll get a 14-day trial. For some reason, it actually hasn't done that here, but we'll see how we go. So we go, welcome to the admin console. We'll just follow this through. And so admin is where you set up everything for your G Suite, your Google Workspace account. So first we have to activate Gmail. So we'll activate that. So what we need to do is update our domain settings to send your emails through to Gmail. So this will look different depending on what hosting provider you use, what domain provider you use. As I said, I use Zuva, and their DNS configuration portal is super simple. So that's this other screen here. So we'll just follow this through. So you update your domain settings to route your emails to Gmail. So you go continue. And so this will run you through what you need to do. And it may seem overwhelming, but trust me, it's not. So you go to domain host website, new tab, which I've done here. That also gives you instructions if you're not sure who it is. So if you click on that, it'll give you identifying your host. That's a little bit techy, but you should know that because you know who you put your domain through. Sign in, which I've done. Now go to your MX records. So pretty sure this instructions for your host was the one I was talking about, where it runs through all the different hosts. So like the other week I had a client who's on SiteGround. So you click on SiteGround, and then it runs through specific details for how you update SiteGround MX records. I'm pretty sure Crazy Domains is on there. You can do it through cPanel. So if your web hosting only has cPanel and you're familiar with it, you can follow those instructions. Crazy Domains. If you've got Cloudflare, there's so many providers here. Wix, if you're on a Wix website, pretty sure Squarespace would be on there too. There you go, Squarespace. So yeah, just if you're unsure, open up that page, which is that link, instructions for your domain host, and that will give you more in-depth instructions for your particular provider. But I'm using Zuva, who wasn't on there, but I've done this a few times, so this will give you an idea. So go to the section where you update your MX records, and so here we want to type from a drop-down list and select MX. So here are the MX records you want to be creating. So in here you can see I've got my DNS sitting there. So what we want to do is add a DNS record. Record type, as it was saying back here, we want to select MX. So we go to MX, and so host name, it says to leave it blank or enter an @ symbol. I'll leave it blank, and so we'll put in the actually this is, here we go. So it's 5 you need to update. So you go copy this little bit of text, and so it says to put in server mail value answer destination, which is usually value here, and it says in the priority field enter 1, so we enter 1, and then time to leave 3600, or it says to leave the default value, so we do that. We'll go save changes. Actually, I just realized I'm doing this on korrynhaines.com. Hang on one moment, I will back out. We'll delete this one. Sorry about that, I just went back into .com.au because I didn't think I'd done it on .com. So we'll go do that again, add DNS record, MX, leave that blank, add the value, priority 1, and leave it as the default. So that's your MX record there. So then we follow the same steps to add the MX records on this table. So we'll do the same again. Add DNS, MX, value, priority 5 was there, and then we leave the default. And these are usually Alt1, Alt2, Alt3, Alt4, so it's pretty simple to just continue through. Five. Add MX. We'll go to 3. Priority, and then as you can see, it's saying to change to priority 10 there. So we go to priority 10. Alt 4. Now, as I said, this is a completely clean new setup of a new domain. So if you have had your email going previously through your hosting, you'll actually already have some MX records sitting in your DNS. And so what you'll need to do is delete those out and then add these Google ones in. If you're 100% like just want to start afresh, don't want to migrate anything over, then that's simple to do. You can just start clean with a new Google Workspace account using this method. So we've done that. And so each address is for the mail server. So get your verification code, we copy that, and then add another MX record just like you did above, only this time paste the verification code in the field, and then in the priority field enter 15. So, and actually to be honest, that has changed just this week by the looks of it. Because usually it's a text. So there we go, save changes. And so there we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the verification. So we've done all that, and then you go activate Gmail. And it will do its thing. And see how it's gone added, and it's picked up that I've done that in the back end of my domain. Now it's checking. And it looks like it's saying it's going to take an hour, which is crazy crackers. So yeah, this does look like it's actually changed slightly even in the 2 weeks that I've been offline. So we'll let that do its thing. One thing I wanted to show you also was, so Google Workspace Admin Help is a fantastic resource that I use to look at anything I want to do. So the one I wanted to show is migrating, and I'm going to create a checklist for this because it's sort of something that I've been doing quite a lot for a lot of people. So when you move over from another Gmail account, so say you've got a free Google account that you've been using, free Gmail, and you want to bring all your emails over from there into your brand new account. And I'll just quickly look over there. No, it's not. There we go. There's a set of steps that you can use that's in Google Workspace Admin Help to migrate that over. So you can follow those prompts and do that. So here we go, create new users. So this is where you set up your team email accounts. So yep, here we go. So I'm on the 14-day trial. It didn't prompt me that that's what was happening. So there you go. So you can add up to 10 users. And the thing I love using a lot is the free alias emails. So rather than setting up separate inboxes for all these different email addresses that you might use, and each user you have set up is an extra subscription fee per month, I actually have multiple aliases set up. So as it says here, you can go info at or sales at. So we'll go in here. So that's that account that we set up originally. If you want to add another user, you can. So say you've got another team member or an assistant, you can add them as a separate user under your Google Workspace account, and that's when they're included inside your whole workspace, rather than bouncing around with across their free Gmail accounts and things like that. So if you want to have them all included inside your business Google Workspace account, this is how you do it. You'd add them as a user. So we're not going to this time. What we are going to do is I will show you the aliases side of things. So we've done that, we didn't want to add another user. Let's see. So this is basically just all their bells and whistles kind of things that you can set up. So as you can see here, add billing info to keep using your account. If you're 100% sure you're going to stay after 14 days, jump in there now and just do it. I had a client who forgot to do that, and then everything just stopped. So yeah, you go in there. There's a promo code. So if you want to set up I have a number of discount codes that are I have at hand. So if you'd like to set it up with a promotional code, I think it's 10% off or 20% off the first billing period or year or something like that, let me know and I can give that to you. And so yeah, you fill in all the details, and basically it's going to ask you for your credit card details after that. So we'll go back to the main screen of your admin page, and this is where everything lives. So the main areas you need to know about is account settings. So it's as it is, basically yeah, all your details. You can set up a logo onto your account. So you can set up your business logo in there, and that shows across all the login screens that you will be using, or like all the Gmail and Docs and all that sort of stuff. Domains. This is where you will be managing. So say you have multiple domains. So actually, I do have multiple domains. So we can add in, so as you saw before, I've got KorrynHaines.com. And so you can add that in here. So you can have email addresses for hello@KorrynHaines.com.au and hello@KorrynHaines.com. So again, this is a big list of providers. I've got another provider, so we'll add a text record, and we can actually do that with the DNS. Okay, so I've flicked into the .com DNS. So from here we can add the text record into there. So add DNS. We want it to be a text record for that value, save. There we go, we've done that. So hit verify. Hopefully this will work straight away. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to propagate, but I find Zuva's pretty good. There we go. So verified your ownership of KorrynHaines.com. So what that means now is when I go back in to show you the users, so you can now set up users for another domain as a user in your account. So under users, if you don't want a staff member to have hello@KorrynHaines.com.au, you can set them up as a new user. So we'll go add new user. So we'll go make them hello, but we can change that to KorrynHaines.com, and then you have another user account. So and you can have you make sure you put in their secondary email, because that will actually send an email through to them that there's a new user account, and you put in their email address. You can set it to automatically generate a password. Either or. And then you can actually tell it to ask them to change it when they sign in. Actually, I think that does that only when you create your own password. So that will send the password details to this email address for that person. So that's how you add a new user. That's all you do. You can add their picture in there if you want to. So yeah, that's handy. Also, as I was saying, you can set up aliases. So you go into a user that you've already set up, you go into user information, and so alternative email aliases. So this is where you add in an alternative email. So say I want to set up hello@KorrynHaines.com. Save. And so that will allow me to receive emails from not only hello@KorrynHaines.com.au, but also hello@KorrynHaines.com. So into the one account. So I'll actually show you, and I'm sorry I keep saying so. So you go into, set it again, into Gmail, and so this is all working now. This is all set up. You can hit the ground running. And so when you set up your new G Suite account, it's going to do all these little bits and pieces going, did you know you can do this? First thing I go to is customize your inbox, set your signature. I don't have desktop notifications switched on because they're just distracting. So yeah, they're the main three things that you set up first. So you hit that set a signature and it will take you into the settings in the back. And so in here you can create a new signature. I'll actually name mine the email address they are referring to. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. And you say I wanted a separate email signature for hello@korrynhaines.com. You can also do that. And so from here, for new emails, use hello@korrynhaines.com. Yeah, the only kicker is that this will only use those email addresses if you have aliases set up. So yeah, that's basically the bones of setting up a new G Suite account. It's all there. Your admin is your heartbeat. As I was mentioning, if you want to migrate all your data over, so you want to do it from, so it's got the instructions to do it from Exchange. It's got the instructions to do from IMAP web-based providers. The clients I've done it for is from Gmail. So you go into that data migration in the back of, and it's going to ask to do that. So I'll close that and do it from here, because I've got multiple G Suite accounts on this computer. So you just go into data migration, and that will bounce you through what you need to do. And generally there's a learn more button, and it's silly that they don't open that in a brand new window, so I'll do that now. So yeah, this gives you a really good rundown of where and what can be migrated. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to actually do up an easier checklist, because sometimes Google's help docs can be a little bit overwhelming. But yeah, so hope that's been helpful. Hope that sort of simplified the process a little bit for you. It really is just that simple of setting up those records. And yeah, as I said, it's there, it's running. Yeah, if you want to set it up from scratch and clean, that is how you do it. There are works and quirks, of course. Like I said, with that, sending from an alias gets a little bit more tricky, but yeah, it's a good way to have everything up in the cloud and everything in one place. And as I said, the admin console here is your central place for doing that sort of thing. So your users, your billing, your account settings, your domains. You can dig right into with admin roles if you have multiple people, and that you can give them access to do certain things. And so that's all of these different admin levels. But yeah, that's getting really deep diving into what Google Workspaces can do. So, but yeah, hope that's helpful. Hope that's demystified that whole process of changing over to the mail records, and how you can put multiple domains onto your one account, and having your aliases and alternate email addresses on the one user account, which will save you money if that's the way you want to go. But yeah, hope that helps. Please drop a comment below if you like, or shoot me an email, Korryn@encoreadminconsulting.com.au if you have any questions, or would like any help. I also have my free productivity hacks course on Skillshare, which I'll put the link below as well, which helps you navigate through the apps like Gmail, Google Drive, Google Calendar, and how to use Google Workspace to get the most out of your day. So yeah, have a fantastic day.